Okay, Jason, we put this in the rundown before yesterday's game, and it was Darius and his struggles from beyond the arc. Last night, Darius was incredible from beyond the arc. He had 28 points, made 6 3-pointers. He was 6 of 10 from beyond the arc. I had talked about in a little Twitter clip I did some of the Darius pre and post All-Star numbers. This was from before last night. I focused on the floaters for the little video yesterday, Jason. His floaters down 22 percentage points pre to post All-Star break. His step back 3 numbers was down 17%, 41% pre All-Star break, 24% post All-Star break. He did make a couple yesterday, so that number has probably risen a percentage point or two, but still down a little bit. So what I thought we could do today, Jason, process over results. And I took 8 shots from Darius, 5 from before the All-Star break and 3 from after the All-Star break, not including last night's game, to see if he's getting to the right spots and just missing, or if there is something bigger at play here that is causing Darius Garland to struggle a little bit, because frankly, those numbers don't lie. Even after last night, the efficiency from Darius post-All-Star break compared to pre-All-Star break is not where it's at. So I'm going to play these clips, Jason. I'm going to put them full, and we'll just talk through them. Good look, bad look, and these are all of the step-back 3 variety. So you ready?
Yep.
This is the first make. This is from a game against Houston earlier in the season. Darius, step back 3 from the wing, hits nothing but net. Big picture, Jason, good or bad look for Darius? Would you consider this a high-quality shot or not?
I think for him, it's a high-quality shot because he's comfortable shooting them. We've seen him throughout his career. He's comfortable shooting them. It's not really a catch-and-shoot-in rhythm type look, but he's open. He's got a clean look at it. It's kind of what he's known to do.
Yeah, no issue with that shot. That's something Kenny wants him to shoot.
I don't want everybody shooting that shot. I don't think that's a good shot for everybody. I think it's a good shot for him.
Oh, absolutely. Listen, if Sam Merrill's taking that shot, I hate it. If Isaac Okoro's taking that shot, I hate it. For Darius Garland, if they're going to play that screen with that defensive coverage where Amen Thompson kind of half steps out, that's a good shot for Darius Garland. It goes in. Now, we got a bunch of these, so we're going to run through them, and I want you guys to look for some of the differences in the shots that are going in versus the shots that aren't. Here's the second make against Phoenix from the first half. Step back 3 over Grayson Allen, buckets. Jason, once again, if they're going to play soft and give you the space to shoot it, it's a pretty good look for Darius, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, it's not a good look for a lot of people. But for him, he didn't need a whole lot of space. They go from a half of a double there to he's got a clean look. Like that probably would consider it an open shot by NBA standards.
I would also agree. And Kenny Atkinson, I remember asking about that game, Darius' step backs. I forget who asked the question. Maybe it was Evan Dammerell. I'm not 100% sure. But Kenny said, those are good looks for Darius. We want him taking those shots. This is make number 3 against Minnesota. They go under the screen. Step back. It's a deep 3, Jason. But it's an open look here for Darius Garland. He buries it.
I mean, when you go under the screen and you leave a shooter open like that, he's going to shoot it every time.
Another good look. Make number 4 from Darius. This is against the Toronto Raptors, and his ball handling here is absurd. It's Grady Dick on a yo-yo. Whoop! Step back.
That's vintage. That is vintage Darius.
Yes.
Like when he's feeling it, when he's really in rhythm, like this is what he does. And that's a great look.
Great look. Makes it. Perfect. Here's the 5th make I pulled. This also from the same game against Toronto. Toronto goes under the screen, little sidestep, step back, whatever you want to qualify it as. In rhythm, on time, nothing but the bottom of the net.
Yeah, check mark.
So those are the 5 makes. Now I pulled 3 misses. 2 from the San Antonio game and 1 from the Sacramento game. I think those are the games they're from. Jason, when we look at these shots, the result is different. These next 3 are all misses. The first 5 are all makes. But is the process the same? Is he getting to the spots in the same capacity and just missing some of these? When I did the floater breakdown, my conclusion was he's getting to the same spots. He's just missing some shots. And that could be due to tired legs, little confidence issues, whatever it may be. But as long as he's getting to the spots, you don't want him changing the way he's playing. Now, for the 3-pointers, these are the recent iterations where he's been missing some of these shots. Do you still think these are high-quality looks, though, from Darius Garland? Here is the first miss against San Antonio. Little isolation, step back, bit of a contest. That one's not as open as some of the others were, Jason, but that's pretty similar to the shot.
I mean, it looks very similar to the first 5 shots you just showed.
Pretty similar, right?
Yeah.
Misses it. It's a good contest from Julian Champagne. There's 12 seconds on the shot clock. It's not the greatest look in the world, but I certainly don't think that qualifies as a bad look in Kenny Atkinson's mind. Number 2, against the Kings. It's the exact same move he pulled on Grady Dick that he made in the 2 clips we saw before. This time, Trey Lyles, the big, gets the switch, step back, fires it a little short. In my mind, that's a great look for Darius, one that he made each of those first 5 clips and just missed in this instance.
Yeah, no issue.
Number 3, against Memphis. Gets the switch, makes him dance, creates space, and just hits back iron. Jason, I'm going to play this one more time, and then I'm going to play the Grady Dick clip. And you tell me how similar those 2 plays look. That's a miss, and this was a make. Is the process still right and Darius just missing? And/or should the Cavs be worried that Darius is not getting to the spots needed to be able to convert these high-quality looks in your mind?
But this is exactly why we were talking about on UCSS a couple weeks ago, where I'm like, it's a make or miss league. And if you are getting the right shots, if you're in rhythm, if you're not forcing anything, if you're not putting up bad shots, you kind of have to live with the results. And this is a perfect sort of illustration of that, of sometimes they're going to go in and sometimes they're not. And you really can't control that part. And yeah, these guys are the best in the world, but they're still going to miss and they're still going to go through slumps. And there's really nothing you can do about it. You just hope that the slump doesn't come starting April 16th or April 19th. And really that's all you can control, is running your sets, getting to your spots, and taking shots in rhythm. And some of those shots, they don't look like rhythm shots for a lot of NBA players. They are rhythm shots for Darius. And he has proven over his career he can make those shots. So you want him taking like the Grady Dick one. Dick actually played pretty good defense on him. And then Darius just sort of got him at the end with the step back. But I mean, look, what else do you want from Grady Dick? Like, he's doing everything right, and then he just sort of takes the step back and loses him there at the end. But, Grady at that point is trying to keep Darius in front of him. And Darius just made a great play and made a great shot. So I have no issue I've never been concerned with any sort of shooting slump. I've had people texting me, oh no. I'm like, guys, again, do we need to go back and review 2014 to 2018, how bad some of those Cavs teams looked and went to the finals? And I didn't even realize you threw out a great stat the other day on UCSS. Denver, the year they won the championship, was a 500 team.
Yep.
I forget now the time span, if it was March or the end of March or April or whatever it was.
March into April. They were basically a 500 team over their last 20 games of the season.
This happens every year. This happens all the time. And I remember the first couple times like getting sucked into it, thinking, oh man, this is bad. This is really bad. And then you get to the end of April, you're like, no one's even talking. You think we're going to be talking about this stretch once the playoff opponent is announced? No one's going to care. It's not going to matter anymore. And I would say the same about Darius, that, he makes a couple shots in the playoffs. Nobody's going to care about this. And when you can illustrate and lay out like that, guys, it's the same looks. They're good shots for him. They may not be good shots for everyone, but for his game, for his skill set, for the way that he can create space for himself, these are good looks for him. And if they're not going down, well, at least it's March, or at least it's early April when they're not going down, and that's okay. Darius
said post-game yesterday after he made 6 threes, I needed that. I needed to get back to being myself. I needed to see a couple go through the rim. Kenny Atkinson talked about the fact that they changed up their pregame shooting drills because they've, as a team, been in a shooting slump. They were number 1 in the NBA in three-point percentage as a team entering the month of March. Jason, they were 27th in March in three-point shooting percentage. The 3 teams behind them are 3 teams actively trying to lose. 3 teams literally tanking. They are pooping for Coop, is what they're calling it in the draft lottery world right now. So the Cavs do not belong in that conversation. For Darius, the process has been pretty good. After he got that hip injury against the Knicks, I thought there was a 5-game stretch, 5, 6, I don't remember the exact number of games, where he wasn't getting downhill as frequently, wasn't getting his paint touches. Those numbers were down. And when that's down, Jason, that's when my red flag for Darius goes up. But after looking at floaters pre and post All-Star break and looking at these threes pre and post All-Star break, for the most part, he's still getting to the same spots that he had been getting to prior to the injury and prior to the slump, and he was just missing. And in March, they played 16 games in 29 days.
Yep.
They did not sleep in their own bed in Cleveland more than 2 nights in a row the entire month. You can say, sure, they're flying first class and they get the best hotels in the world and they get all the recovery and physical therapy. That is exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes a toll. And I do think the Cavs, and the numbers back it up by being the 27th best three-point shooting team in the month of March, have some tired legs. And I don't want to call them dead legs because they made 25 threes last night. But when you have tired legs, you're not nearly as consistent as a shooter. And you start finicking and tweaking tiny things just to make sure you're getting enough air and rotation on shots. And I think over the course of time and in the course of 16 games in 29 days, that caught up to Darius. And it was catching up to Donovan. And the fact that they're going to get a week off between their last regular season game, if not more now, because they may not play in the final 3 regular season games, and the playoffs, is going to be a giant benefit for these guys to kind of get some of their legs back and get a chance to rest and recover and sleep, as stupid as that sounds. Sleep 8 hours in their own bed on consecutive nights for 2, 3, 4 in a row.
Yeah.
So, Jason, I'm not too worried about Darius. I can't make Darius make shots. Kenny Atkinson can't make Darius make shots. Donovan Mitchell, Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, whoever else can't make Darius make shots. But as long as he's getting those good looks, you have to live with the results. And nothing from Darius pre versus post tells me he's not getting to the places he needs to get to be effective and to make this Cavaliers offense hum at the level it has been humming at this season. So all those shooting slump concerns are valid, but trust the process. And the process has been good for Darius.
Agree. Let's move on.